So, last time we looked at the reboot of Gatchaman, but Tatsunoko has another far less subtle show that they also rebooted back in the 1990s. This show is Casshan, a show about robots going absolutely apeshit and taking over the planet. This is another one of those man is really the bad guy and machines are just a metaphor for the evil that men create series, like Terminator and Mega Man X. But while Terminator at least gave us awesome one-liners, and Mega Man X gave us some rockin' tunes, we really don't have anything to take away from Casshan. It doesn't deliver anything but some head-scratchingly dumb moments.
The movie opens up explaining to us that Robo-Bison here took over the planet using an army of androids and robots, because I guess there's a huge fucking difference between the two. So he pretty much pimp-handed the world and now runs a massive-ass empire that's sole purpose is to make us wonder why the fuck we even bothered progressing past sticks and flint. However, the humans have hope in the form of Casshan, a human-turned-robot who fights Robo-Bison's army of machines. For some reason, Casshan is really no more than a myth for some people. Even the villain doesn't think he exists and wishes to prove such to his human slaves so as to break their spirits. A bunch of dudes try breaking out of the Black King's castle.
Castle Promise.
Why is it named Castle Promise? That's the least threatening name a villain's lair could have. It's like, imagine if Darth Vader flew a ship called the SS Kindness.
So later on, at Fortress Let's Be Friends, some chick named Luna sneaks in to talk to a bunch of slaves who mistake her for Casshan. Understandably, she certainly does look the generic hero type. Luna has the bright idea that maybe, just maybe, if Casshan does exist, that the humans should probably help him in fighting the Black King's army. Naturally, the humans are opposed to this because God forbid they actually fight for their fucking freedom. After a little beating around the bush, our protagonist, the actual Casshan, appears before Luna. Turns out Casshan was a guy by the name of Tetsuya who was sort of kinda poinking Luna prior to the whole robo-apocalypse. He tells her off, and she just weeps behind a door. Way to go. Later on, Luna is captured and stripped naked, for some reason, and it turns out she was betrayed by that dude she was talking to earlier. Now, this may have had some weight, if he was actually important and had a name. Also, I like how Luna's hair is conveniently draped over her nipple. It's like bare breasts offend C-3PO here, and he just drapes her hair over her nipple and just, yep. Luna's about to get executed in front of all the slave monkeys, but Casshan is there to save the day in the only way a 90s anime hero could, by inducing seizures in the viewers. The robots open fire, but no matter what they do, Casshan is unaffected, and kicks their asses using his awesome-as-shit side-mounted thrusters.
Kill that man.
Dear God, even Robo-Bison here wants to give me a fucking seizure. What is with all the flashing lights? It's fucking annoying.
The second episode of the OVA starts off with Casshan unloading a can of whoop-ass on some robots, while some robot chick with an open shirt gives orders to Casshan's punching bags. During the battle, Casshan starts to weaken since he's running low on battery power and the sun's setting, so he can't really recharge. While explaining her failure to Bison, Roboobs here brings Dr. Hannibal to speak to him. So, Bison pretty much just kills Hannibal after spewing out some pretentious crap about survival of the fittest, which pretty much just amounts to this. Do you lift? No. Are you human? Yeah. You're probably going to die. Then he kills Hannibal for no reason other than he's fucking evil. But enough of that, let's cut to Casshan staring at a robot swan that projects a hologram of his mom from its eyes.
Oh no, don't die. No, please, guy we've never met. No, don't die, I'll miss you. Who the fuck is this dude? Seriously, I want to know. He must be really damn important if Luna's willing to stay behind for him. Like, okay, maybe we should be watching a show about him. Maybe he's a little more important. I mean, obviously he's very important because Luna doesn't want to fucking leave him behind.
This show has an issue of introducing characters, killing them off, and expecting the viewer to give a fuck. What is this? Attack on fucking Titan? After a short episode of Battle Seizure Robots, Casshan saves Luna's ass and blacks out. Dear God, Bison looks so fucking indifferent here. Like, he doesn't even care that he's on his way to taking over the world. We learn that Bison is a machine meant to preserve the environment, and oh god fucking damn it!
I get what this is about now. Bison is made to protect the environment, which doesn't include humans, which is weird because it actually does. Humans are part of the environment. And humans damage the environment, and thus he wants them dead. Because he's supposed to protect the environment. You know what? Cows damage the environment too. Fucking exterminate them too. Fucking racist asshole. Okay, Tatsunoko, do you have any other plots? Like, at all? I can sum up this and Gatchaman in one little skit. You humans are evil and hurt the planet. Yeah, but like anything else on the planet, we have the right to exist and can learn from our mistakes. No, you can't. You're probably right. You know, guys, there's other ways you can get this theme across. You know that, right? Like, look at Sonic Sat AM. That shit got it across just fine. Why the fuck can't you?
And while Casshan is shitting out this exposition, Luna just hands him the secret MacGuffin to win the day, which she's supposed to bring to Australia, but I guess Casshan isn't intending on going to Australia, but I guess he does go to Australia, and let's not go there. Seriously, why the fuck does this robot have breasts? I mean, Bison here doesn't have a dick. Why the fuck does she have breasts? Why does he not have sexual organs, but she does? That's not fair. Maybe he's just pissed off at humans because he lacks a penis. Makes about as much sense as someone's mom being a robot swan. Also, what's a Japanese mecha anime without an emo, self-doubting protagonist? After a brief fight with Burnbot here, we end with Luna leaping from a helicopter and into Casshan's arms. The next episode starts off with the Black King getting his robo panties in a bunch because humans keep breaking all of his shit, and thus decides that he should take an alternate route onto an island which is currently under the control of humans. This plan of his involves sending an armored train to take the island, but there's a bridge that's been blown the fuck up that he needs to cross in order to do so. So he kidnaps a bunch of humans, one of which wants to blow up the bridge with the train on it and forces them to work on fixing the bridge. After another short fight with Bison's evil robots, Casshan discovers his true evil intentions. Robo Bison wants to start a robot harem? What the fuck would Bison do with a harem of robot women? He doesn't even have a fucking robot dick. That's like a guy who doesn't lift buying protein powder. You have no use for it. Why do you want it? Yet oddly enough, he has robot abs. I guess a bitchin' beach bod was higher on the priority list than a fucking penis? However, the humans decide to blow the bridge with the train on it, but this little ploy fails due to Casshan being fucking stupid.
Because that's what we like in our heroes. Indecisiveness. Because why should a hero actually know what the fuck they're doing?
Is he? Is he dead?
No, of course not. He just needs to walk it the fuck off. He'll be fine, I'm assured of it.
Casshan destroys the train and the episode quickly ends. The last episode feels incredibly short and rushed because, they haven't so far, right? And all that happens is Casshan fights Bison and the show's biggest plot hole opens up. You see, here's how it is. We already knew that Bison is meant to protect the environment. But why in the holy hell does he rig up all of the world's nukes to explode? Okay, now here's the thing. If all the nukes in the world detonated, it would kill most of the life on Earth and would damage the environment. But in 50 or 60 years, the Earth would actually repair itself. However, here is the big issue. The Black King, or the guy I've been calling Robo Bison the whole fucking time, would not live that long. Here's the thing I don't get that the show keeps trying to put into our brain. They keep saying robots are immortal. They aren't. They need maintenance. Are you going to build robots to maintain your robots? And then you have to make more robots to maintain the maintenance robots. And then you have to build more robots to maintain the robots that do maintenance on your other fucking robots. You see where I'm going with this? Being a robot isn't fucking practical. Robots cannot physically heal themselves. If a human gets cut, the cut will eventually scab over and heal. If you were to take an axe to a part of a machine, that machine would not regenerate it. But then again, I am trying to bring actual real-world logic into science fiction, and doing that is pretty much like going during a political debate.
Thus, I've come to the conclusion that Bison is actually a self-deluded asshole who really just wants to ruin people's day, and he cares as much for the environment as Anita Sarkeesian cares about women who aren't her.
So Casshan kills Bison and is then reunited with the spirits of his parents. And this somehow sets off an MF wave, which shuts down all the robots, I guess. Oh, and this dude, who has no significance to the fucking plot whatsoever, and he had 2 minutes of screen time total, takes all the credit. Yeah. That's like if Launch took the credit for beating Cell.
And while the whole episode is trying to set up Casshan's death, and even the scene with him reuniting with his parents' spirits seems to further cement this,
he apparently lives at the end, and so does Frender, which is odd since we saw him die.
I do actually understand this scene. This scene is to say that even though Casshan and Frender are actually dead, what they represent still exists. This movie, I don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, the fights are fun, and it certainly carries a decent message, being don't fuck with science because it can fuck you back. But there's just so much going on, and none of the episodes actually feel like they accomplish anything. They just happen, and you could probably swap the second and third episodes about, and you'd get the same outcome. But on the other hand, it's a trudge, and it's incredibly boring. It's not even half as deep as it seems to think it is, and at times, Casshan, the protagonist, the guy we're supposed to be rooting for, comes across as whiny and indecisive, and he does something incredibly dumb in the third episode, which is something a hero should not fucking do. He doesn't really have a personality outside of he's the hero because of reasons. We could cast a gingerbread man in the starring role and it would probably do just as good of a job. This show is definitely not helped by the terrible, terrible dub, courtesy of... I'm pretty sure it's ADV, who are notorious for their terrible dubs. I don't know how to feel about this whole thing, you know? I'm just gonna go off and reevaluate my life, okay? Why do I watch anime I don't like? I normally this is the time when I would say what anime I'm gonna be reviewing next is, but I don't even know. I don't know yet. It might be Mystical Ninja or something like that. I'm just gonna... I'll tell you guys in March. I'm just gonna go and get this shit off my mind. Fucking go to jiu-jitsu class or something. Maybe smoke a joint or something.
She